Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sweat Media, the convergence of AI and Web3. Today I'm coming at you from beautiful Hong Kong for Consensus 2025. This is the first year that Consensus is in Hong Kong, and it's been pretty good so far. You know, Hong Kong is a wonderful city, very welcoming. The people are great, and really the best part about it is that everything is like localized, is all centralized. So all the little side events are pretty easy to get to within 5 to 10 minutes of each other, which is a nice change of pace from what you might get in Tokyo or in Seoul for any conferences that go on there. It's a little early start for conference season because Consensus is in Hong Kong this year. And actually next week there's ETH Denver, so I know a lot of people who are going to Denver for that. I will not be going to Denver. Don't really have a reason to go there by myself anyway, all the way across the world and come back. But there are other conferences coming up, like in Japan in April. There's Teams and I think another one in May. But something that keeps coming up that I keep finding again and again at side events and definitely all over the main conference hall are these two letters, AI. In all caps, it stands for artificial intelligence. And I think many of you may know a lot about this. In just 30 minutes walking around the main conference hall, I think I saw half of the booths displaying some AI application or integration for their project. Either it is an AI project that's standalone, and they are offering integrations for other Web3 projects, or they are now tagging on AI to what they're doing. And the first, or maybe it was the second speech on one of the stages there, someone was displaying their new AI hardware that is supposed to be very secure, and it does a bunch of wonderful things. Of course, he's going to hype it up. No fault on the founder of that project for doing that. But yeah, everyone is talking about AI. And it makes it pretty clear that this is the right thing to be covering. It deserves more coverage from the large blockchains that tend to be a little more on the centralized side. The newer ones, especially like Aptos, tends to be more on that side of things. Solana, we would like to see Base be more decentralized, but that may come with time. I'm sure it will. But they're all working on AI. They're all supporting AI in one way or another. Of course, with Base, they have virtuals, which is a huge thing. Of course, Aptos has a lot of things going on. Solana has Eliza and all those AI coins, which there are some legitimate AI projects. I think I covered one a couple of weeks ago. But this is not just a fleeting trend, I believe. This is something that people are putting a lot of money into and a lot of time into, a lot of development. And that is evidenced by just yesterday I sat down with Mo Ledford, who just founded Sogni.ai. It's an image generating platform powered by AI. And I go into a lot of detail with him in the podcast. So I'll disseminate some more details about that then. But it just illustrates how much AI is growing, how quickly it is. One of the main points that Mo brought up was that although centralized AI platforms, for example, like DeepSeek or OpenAI or even Anthropic, and the LLMs that they are producing, the trajectory of growth that they're on in terms of development and reach is lower now than the growth trajectory that decentralized Web3 based AI platforms are seeing. And that doesn't mean that the decentralized Web3 options are going to be as big as an OpenAI or Anthropic in the near future. What it means is that they're growing faster now than those big ones are. So everyone's growing, everyone's gaining market share as the market grows. So 25% of the market this year may represent a small portion of what 25% of the market is a year from now. But what we think is going to happen is that decentralized Web3 based AI applications, integrations, and platforms are going to have much more of that market share. We will see them in competition with some of the larger up and coming or existing mainstays in the AI space now. You name the application, and that's where AI is going. And it is quite reminiscent of the 2017, 2018 ICO era, where you saw wild use cases for ICOs. Like there were people raising funds for tokens that would help you get a date, funds that would help you fund scientific research. And we do have DeSci doing that now, but those DeSci projects are actually funding research internally, and they have, I guess, what can be considered a deal flow between academic researchers, scientific researchers, and the projects themselves to produce some results on their own. Whereas before in the ICO era, it was, I mean, we know what happened with that. Most of them were vaporware. And I think that that's going to become the case here too. Everyone is diving deep into AI, and they're trying to determine what is the feasibility and what is the actual use for it within the scope of their project, because you can pigeonhole AI into anything, but if it's going to be of any use, it will stay. If it's not really a true value add, then it's not. And if it's not a value add, then it probably is more of a reflection on your project as a whole rather than what AI is about. So many of these projects are going to go away. It's just the nature of startups. But the AI stuff is going to stay. The AI applications are going to be around. We're going to continue to see AI integrations within, well, of course, at blockchain conferences moving forward. I'm sure ETH Denver is going to be even crazier with the AI stuff. But throughout this year, I can just envision more and more AI applications and AI use cases being touted around as the new great thing. For example, one thing that I've seen from a few companies is verification. So we use blockchain to verify truth. That is essentially at its core what I think blockchain is about. Proving a wallet balance, proving beyond the shadow of a doubt on an immutable ledger that a transaction was executed, and exactly how many tokens were moved, what the value of those tokens were. In many cases, if an oracle is active and the value is assigned on the blockchain, on the block explorer, and a number of other types of data, and that's all being hashed every single minute, every single second. There's data being hashed on a blockchain that cannot be changed. What I'm seeing now is more projects using AI to enhance that. And again, AI is essentially an enhancement, just like blockchain is an enhancement, but it can lead to or usher in revolutions in technology or the way that humans interact with the world, and that's what's happening with Web3. That's what I believe will happen with AI, in the sense that AI applications can verify data better, faster, and more efficiently than people can. Even on a centralized basis, we can't trust the centralized code, especially if it's closed, is going to capture the data correctly or publish a verification correctly. With an AI, especially an open source one, we can. And I'm seeing more projects doing that. They're trying to build really useful integrations that verify, for example, academic data, academic research. So there might be an academic report that is published, and a healthy amount of data sets that are produced by the researchers in that report. The data is ingested by an AI, by, for example, an LLM, and structured in a particular way, and then stored to be cross-checked against other data sets and used in future references in other outputs that the LLM might generate. Those verifications are very important. It uses existing data from the blockchain and adds more to it. I know that there are a number of startups doing that now. I talked to some of them over the past few days. I heard through the grapevine that maybe Google or Facebook are doing something like this with verifications, essentially, on across Web 2 and Web 3 applications, either decentralized or centralized. I don't think it really matters, because this verification layer using AI, not having to integrate a blockchain necessarily, although that is most likely the case and going to happen, that verifying data, especially financial data, especially data that affects people's money, is going to have a strong product market fit, or I guess service market fit, in the world. Now, I don't know if that's like companies at Facebook or Google have invested in to build, or partners are building these solutions, but I'm pretty sure that these things are being built somehow, some way, and we may see them come up over the course of the next few weeks and months. There are already one or two that are maybe not live yet, but they're out there and you can find them. I don't really want to talk about their names here. I've shilled enough, especially you'll see with the podcast. There's been a lot of shilling of AI stuff, but that's kind of what this channel is for. So those are my main takeaways from Hong Kong so far, that there's AI verification going on, or rather being built, that AI, existing startups at any stage of their development, they're trying to find ways to integrate AI to enhance their operations, to make them more money, and to help them save money. So expect to see that. And if you are a builder, if you see some problem in an industry that you think could be fixed by AI, then just go ahead and build it, because if you don't do it, someone else might, and it might be $1 billion idea. So those are my takeaways. I'll be back with you again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have the podcast edited with Sogni, Mo Ledford from Sogni. It was a great talk. Hopefully I can have it done, and then we can all enjoy what that's all about, because I think it's great, and hopefully we can get some cool images. Maybe we'll get a little partnership from Sogni in the future to make those images. Anyway, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you later.